to my booktube. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to tell you about the books that I'm reading or the books that I'm thinking about reading this month for Nonfiction November. Nonfiction November is a month-long readathon. It's hosted by a Book Olive and Nonfic Books, and I'm excited about this readathon in particular because the emphasis is on reading nonfiction books, not just nonfiction books, but reading more nonfiction than you usually read. And so I'm usually very excited to see what nonfiction books people read during this month and what they talk about here on BookTube. So these are some of the books that I am looking at for the month of November, for Nonfiction November. I'm still gonna post another TBR video where I tell you about all the books that I want to read in November, all the Man Booker prize-winning books that I'm gonna try to rush through to meet my challenge of reading all of them in this year, and all the other books that I want to read for fun, as well as the books for the other readathons that I'm participating in. But here are some books that I want to read or want to think about reading in the month of November. Stay tuned. I have quite a few books that I started to read earlier this year and haven't finished, or some books that I've wanted to read and haven't picked up. And so some of them are Mouse by Art Spiegelman. This is the Pulitzer Prize winning memoir of someone who was involved in the Holocaust. I have Hellhound on His Trail by Hampton Sides, and this is about the manhunt for James Earl Ray, who's the person who was accused of having killed Martin Luther King Jr. in 1968. Then I have The Swerve by Stephen Greenblatt, and I've heard a lot of really great things about this one. I've wanted to pick it up. I read another book by Stephen Greenblatt last year for Nonfiction November, and this one I thumbed through it and just haven't gotten very far. And this one is about a PayPal hunter discovering a copy of Lucretius's On the Nature of Things and how this discovery changes the scholarly and literary world. And I've wanted to read this since the summer and I haven't picked it up. Also have Peter Watson's Fallout, which is subtitled Conspiracy, Cover-Up, and the Deceitful Case for the Atom Bomb. Enough said about that one. I have Marina Keegan's The Opposite of Loneliness. I picked up this memoir when I did my 30 books for a $3 book haul. I'm not sure if it's completely nonfiction because it does say essays and stories, but it's about a woman who died in 2012, and I'm not sure why she died, if it was suicide or she was ill, but I've heard really great things about this one. It was nominated as Goodreads Best Nonfiction in 2014, and so I want to read it because I don't know her story and I want to find out why this story has been so popular and how come I haven't heard about it. Then I have Hillbilly Elegy by J.D. Vance. It's a memoir of a family and culture in crisis, and this one explores the disintegration of the poor whites in the United States and what has led to that disintegration, what has led to that change in culture. The synopsis of this one says it analyzes a culture in crisis, that of poor white Americans. The disintegration of this group, a process that has been slowly occurring now for over 40 years, has been reported with growing frequency and alarm, but has never before been written about as searingly from the inside. In Hillbilly Elegy, J.D. Vance tells a true story of what a social, regional, and class decline feels like when you were born with it hanging around your neck. I don't know anything about poor white Americans, so I'm looking forward to learning something about American history and American present from this one. Then I have One Person, No Vote by Carol Anderson. This is about voter suppression and how it has affected African Americans through the American history. And I think this is a very profoundly impactful read, especially now that we have elections next Tuesday. I also have Secondhand Time, The Last of the Soviets by Svetlana Alexievich. I read her Voice of Chernobyl in October, and I'm looking forward to reading something else by her. This one is much bigger though, so I'm not sure if I'll be able to get through it through this month. So I don't know which of these I will be able to pick up during Nonfiction November, but let's say that this is my Nonfiction November TBR. So that's it. This is my pretty modest Nonfiction November TBR. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know if you've read any of these and want to talk a little bit more about them. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video. Subscribe if you haven't already. I don't have a regular posting schedule. Sometimes I post a video a day, sometimes several days go by and I don't get a chance to post. So subscribe and click the notifications bell so you'll know when I post. and you'll be able to keep abreast of my reading journey. So thanks for watching. Let's talk in the comments, and until next time, until we meet again for, you know, my next video, which could be anytime. Happy reading. Bye.